Hello everyone, my name is Timo Tautnan and this is a recording of how to set up the Tableaufans demo asset, which you can see here, which contains many different examples from Tableau Public, which you might want to share within your organization to show what's possible, as well as some embedding examples and write-back extensions. The whole asset was created on Tableau Server version 2019.1, which is the minimum required version you need to have in order to leverage that. What I'm going to do in that tutorial is I'm going to explain how to do that on Tableau Server 2019.2, but it's very similar for the prior version. So what you see here is the new UI for Tableau Server 2019.2, which starts with like you were able to create a workbook right from the start screen. You're also seeing that you can download Tableau Desktop from here as well as Tableau Prep Builder. And then you see the recent opened workbooks or worksheets, which can also be dashboards, as well as what our other users in your organization are using. And I want to install the Tableaufans demo asset on that server. And the first thing I need to do for that is I need to create a new site. And I will call that site Tableaufans with an uppercase T, but the ID for it will be with a lowercase t. That's it. I'm going to create that because that's where I'm going to like import my content into. So currently it's empty. It just does contain the default project. And yeah, just to make sure that everything is working, I'm going to sign it out from that site. Another important thing to mention is that you should have a user called admin on your machine, as this was the easiest way to import the content. So the first thing I've already done is I downloaded these three files, and I will walk yourself through like what's in there and how you actually import that into your own demo system. So the first thing is that there's something called Tableaufans public demo asset, and that's a site. So therefore I'm going to copy and paste that into my Tableau server install directory. So I have Tableau server installed on the D drive, and then within data, tab svz, files, site imports, that's where you want to like copy and paste that zip file into. And then you're going to open up a command prompt and you're going to log in to your TSM, Tableau Services Manager, and I'm going to log in. I'm going to log in with username ttautenhan, and then it will ask me for my password. So let's type that in. And then the second step, now I'm logged into the Tableau Services Manager. I want to import the site you're seeing on the top right. So therefore I'm going to type in TSM sites import minus minus site minus ID, and then it's the ID of the site we just created together, so Tableaufans, and then minus minus the file, and the file name itself is exactly that one. Just make sure that you're putting a .zip at the end if you set up your Windows machine to not show that as like by default. Okay, now it asked me to verify the mapping files under that path. So it's the path where we're currently in, and then I just need to navigate to working, not overrides, working, and then the import we've just executed, and then within the mappings folder you can see like if you need to map stuff. So you probably want to jump into all of these. Most importantly, you want to check the site mapper CSV. So you can see there's already a site called Tableaufans, so there's nothing to map. So as long as you're not seeing question marks within here, you're totally fine. So I'm not going to save that. Let's have a look at the system user name mapper. Again, if you don't see any question marks, you're fine. So there's already a user called admin from like the local machine, and that's the exact same one which I also have within my site export or the site export you just imported. And you want to do that for all of them just to make sure that everything is fine. If you double check that for all of these things, you can basically run the command which you see below here. So let me just copy and paste that. So get rid of everything before and after that small symbol here. Okay, so that worked fine. So we can close that window and we can open up our browser. I'm going to log in as an admin. Let's go to the default page. And now I should see a second site called Tableaufans. And that's where I now see like content from within that particular site. And if you're going to the Explore page, that's basically how the look and feel was prior to the upgrade, right? So you're seeing all the different folders, and within these folders, you're again seeing the content you've been seeing before. So two more things you can do. So now if you open up whatever workbook, that should be working fine. But you might want to see like different thumbnails here. So therefore, there is a second file within here called Tableaufans public demo asset thumbnails. And if you open up a folder, which is again in your installation path, data tab svc httpd, that's where you want to put the content of that one in, right? So therefore I'm going to extract the files. Oh, that was the wrong one, the thumbnails one. I'm going to extract that, and I'm going to take its content, like cutting it and pasting it into this HTTP htdocs folder. So once you've done that, you can go back in here into your browser, refresh, and you should then see the thumbnails you're seeing here, which just give you like a better idea of what's in there. Okay, one last thing. If you want to see the embedding examples, if you also want to see like the write back extensions working, there's one last thing you need to do, which is the following. So you're going into your C drive, and you're going to navigate to the last folder which you downloaded, which we didn't touch on yet, which is the XM Tableaufans 2019.1.3. That's the latest version, and you're going to take the content again and put that directly into your Z drive. So this folder now contains an XAMPP, which is already modified for the Tableaufans asset, which basically means it already has a MySQL database in it, as well as an Apache Tomcat web server. And the database is already modified so that it can write back data from dashboards, which are part of the site import you've already done. So you just need to start the XAMPP start, and it requires you to have two open ports, one for MySQL and then one for the Apache Tomcat, which runs under 4x8 in this case. So if you now open up a blank window and you're typing in localhost and then double point and then 4x8, it should open up a page called Tableaufans Demo Overview. And this one does contain a couple of different things. So one is a Tableau embedding example. Let me switch to full screen here, which is what you're seeing here. So just a Tableau server viz, and then you can change, like, and it is showing you stock data, by the way. And so right now it's having a reference line uh, of 128, or yeah, you can change that from your application. So all the stuff up here does not have anything to do with Tableau. It's just your application. And you can also switch like which kind of data it should show you. So I can easily switch to Microsoft, for example, and then I can also hover over like whatever like stock date, and it will then show you like how many weeks the stock has been above or below the price you just put in here with that reference line. Okay, this is just one example. If I go back in the browser history, that was too much. So just to, sorry, to this one, localhost. It also has a Tableau photo booth, which you can further have a look at on tableaufans.com if you're just searching for Tableau photo booth. And then maybe I want to introduce you to one write back example, one out of 3, I guess, as part of that asset. And for that, you need to make sure that you have a MySQL driver installed. So let's do that really quick. So I've already done that in the background. So within the downloads folder, we have now the MySQL driver zip file, and we're going to extract that so that we can install it. So let's do that just as a typical installation. And once that's done, you should simply reload that page, and then it should show you this dashboard. So this is a sales example. So let's assume you are a sales director. So maybe we just jump to that example here first. You're a sales director, and you're going to make your target if all of the sales guys are doing their target. But what if now, let's say your top 2 sales rep are not doing their target? Well, then you're short of 189. Right? And even if you're saying, well, maybe some of your sales guys are doing like 140K more than their target, you're still like 50K short. And so the idea of this write-back example is that you can really detail type in like who's going to overperform because of whatever reason in your scenario. So for example, let's say Rosemary and Gordon, they're just going to make like 15K together. But Christine Connolly, she's going to make like a really huge deal. So in total, she's going to hit the 300K like barrier. And so you're writing back 300K. And now you're seeing the whole viz updates immediately, and you're seeing that you're like above 50K in terms of your target. And you can do that for all of your sales reps if there are like certain things they're reaching in terms of their real target. So this is an example of how to quickly write back data directly from within Tableau by leveraging Tableau extensions. And this extension again is running on that Tableaufans XAMPP, which we put on the C drive. And there is another Tableau Oktoberfest extension in there, and then 2 commenting extensions just with a basic user interface and then with a more fancy one. So please feel free to check out the other examples within here. And if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me via tableaufans.com. Thank you very much.